What's up, Raptors fans? Welcome to the Watch Report. We finally got the details of this man, Kyle Lowry, going to the Miami Heat. Now, there were some talks about who we were getting back, but it was finally, after 4 or 5 long days of waiting, it's finally made official. And even then, when it hit the 12 o'clock, we still had to wait a bit to get the details of that Kyle Lowry trade. But let's talk about the trade. The Raptors got Goran Dragic back, Precious Achiuwa, and yeah, a little bit disappointing. Let's not kid ourselves, right? I personally would have liked to at least get a future second round pick, maybe future first, but you obviously did not get that. But let's discuss the trade and how this may be a win and win for both teams involved. Now, obviously, the Miami Heat get their player in Kyle Lowry. He can come in and be a veteran player, great leadership skills. We know that. Let's focus on the Raptors. Let's focus on who the Raptors are getting, and let's break that down in today's video. So if you guys want to give this video a thumbs up, that'd be absolutely amazing. If you guys want to subscribe, that does help this channel grow a lot. I'd be very much appreciative of that. And I also do give a random shout outs to my subscribers here. So for this video, Liam Bonnell gets the shout out. So Liam, thank you for your contributions, to your likes and comments. It is very much appreciated. With that being said, let's get into today's video. So let's talk about Precious Achiuwa, and shout out to someone. I saw this online on TSN's post. Someone talked about Precious Achiuwa's brother's name. So when you take a look here at Precious Achiuwa's brother's names, that alone should be a W for the Raptors. I mean, look at those names. Those are absolutely amazing. Then he's coming to Toronto. You know, God's plan. Obviously, we know Drake's there, so that alone should be a W for the Raptors, right? No, but all jokes aside, let's move on to some seriousness. So Precious Achiuwa, he's gonna be a very versatile defender. People are failing to understand that this man, he was actually projected to go late in the NBA draft lottery last season. He was in the same draft class as Malachi Flynn. He was projected to go somewhere in the 15 to 17 to 18 range. He actually ended up falling a little bit to the Miami Heat. And this is great because we get someone in the Miami Heat system. If there's one team out there that is rivals the Raptors developmental system, we know it's the Miami Heat. So he's already been in the Miami Heat's system for one whole season. And this is exciting. He's listed as 6'8", 6'9", but he can play the center position as well. He's got an enormous wingspan of 7'1" 7'2" depending on which website you look at. And also, this just gives us another big to throw out there in terms of versatility. He is going to be a great defender who's got hops. We saw that insane block against Kevin Durant in the Olympics. So this is big for the Raptors. And also, shout out to Josh Lewenberg as well, because when you take a look at the Raptors defenders here, we have several guys, not one, not two, several guys that can guard multiple positions that have all got an enormous wingspan of 7+ feet inches. It's just going to be an insane defense this year. That is what people don't realize about the Raptors. We're going to have a lot of defenders who can switch up, that have a great defensive prowess. First of all, we're already known as a great defensive team. Throw in Precious Achiuwa there, you get someone else that is great defensively. And look at those wingspans for all of those players we have. This is going to be a scary team to play, man. No team is going to be excited to play the Raptors. We're going to be an absolute menace on defense. We're going to be shutting teams down. We're going to be holding opponents to under 100 points. We have a lot of guys that can play different positions. We can guard multiple positions. The defensive versatility, that alone is going to be great. And Precious Achiuwa is a very young player. As I mentioned, he's 21 years old, soon to be turning 22 years old. So we can mold him into the kind of player we want. Obviously, he does need to work on some things like his shooting. But a lot of people have gone as far as to say he's very similar to how Bam Adebayo was a few years ago. So this is exciting. You get that center, power forward, wherever you want to play him for the next several years, you have him. And also, let's talk about Goran Dragic as well. This is a very underrated piece we're getting back in the trade. Now, I know a lot of people didn't like this because there's rumors about Goran Dragic not wanting to be with the Raptors. He wanted to be rerouted to Dallas. Well, let's talk about Goran Dragic. He could be potentially, if the Raptors decide they want to be very competitive this year in terms of going into the playoffs, being a top 4, top 5, top 6 seed in the East. I know the East has gotten very strong, but Goran Dragic could essentially be that key scoring piece off of the bench. He could be our sixth man. He could be a great piece for the Raptors because we know what he's capable of doing. He's capable of hitting big shots. We've seen him in the bubble hitting amazing shots. He can just come in, be a scoring machine off of the bench. Him along with Chris Boucher are going to make for a great duo. We're finally going to get some scoring off of the bench. And even, let's say, even if the Raptors were obviously not able to move Goran Dragic because there's rumors that we're not listening to trade offers, they're obviously not going to waive him. But let's talk about the fact that the Raptors not only get that scoring off of the bench, he could potentially be a leader for guys like Malachi Flynn. He can definitely teach him a little bit. He's a veteran player who's been in the league for quite some time. And the one thing no one is realizing, You keep him now. You keep Goran Dragic now. There's definitely going to be teams calling at the NBA trade deadline. So very similar to a Kyle Lowry situation. Obviously, I'm not comparing Goran Dragic to Kyle Lowry in terms of skills and what he means to the Raptors, but let's talk about that. I mean, yeah, we had that situation. We moved Kyle Lowry last. We could have moved him at the NBA trade deadline. Now we have essentially the same thing. So we got a young player in Precious Achiuwa, and then we got someone like Goran Dragic who can not only mentor players, but we can trade him as well at the NBA trade deadline. You don't think playoff teams are going to be looking at Goran Dragic and saying, this is someone who can definitely help us during the playoffs. This is someone who can help us get past the second round, take us to the finals. He's going to be a key scoring piece off of the bench. And a lot of contenders are going to come calling at the NBA trade deadline. That is where you get more assets. So essentially, you flip Kyle Lowry for Precious Achiuwa. You can flip Goran Dragic, who's part of the trade, as well for more assets. You can get first-round picks. You can get more young players. So this is going to be one thing a lot of people don't realize. Hold on to him until the NBA trade deadline. I know there's been some talk about him not wanting to be here, but this is huge for the Raptors. You have him here for half a season, mentor our guys a little, and then if a team is offering you something insane with the future picks and young players, you get that as well. So essentially, you get another future first-round pick. You can get young players in return. So there's a lot of different ways the Raptors could go in terms of trading Goran Dragic if they want to at the NBA trade deadline. Trade him mid-season. Doesn't have to be the NBA trade deadline. So yeah, this is a really solid trade for the Raptors. I really liked it. Obviously, as I've mentioned, guys, it would have been nice to get a future second round, first round pick, but we do have to keep in mind NBA sign and trades don't necessarily get you a lot back. Kyle Lowry could have walked. I know the Miami Heat didn't have the cap space to re-sign him, but he could have gone elsewhere as well. So let's be appreciative of the assets we've got back. You know, he could have walked for nothing. Ultimately, we do get someone nice and precious. Achiuwa and Goran Dragic is a decent piece as well. So what do you guys think of the trade? Did you like the trade? I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys are still watching this video, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.